I know this video got delayed by a lot. That's because I had a cold. Yeah, this would have been done weeks ago, but I had a somewhat severe cold. I was sick for like 5 days. So, yeah, I just didn't feel like putting this together. But here we go. This is Overlord. I'm going to start by trying to find the highest value. Probably on this reflection right here. 219. Could be over here. 209. Let's see. 216. 191. Yeah, so about 220 is the highest. Now for the lowest, 16. So we're at about the maximum values, low and high. Value 3. Yeah, we've got about the maximum values here, high and low. The minimum and maximum. Let's take a look at some of the contrasts on the ground. Got a value of 149 against a value of 111. We've got 55 next to 76, 86, and 137. Upon this plant, we've got values of 75, 24, 35, and 96. Upon this helmet, we've got values of 128, 46, and 118. Upon this, pretty sure that's a glaive, whatever the technical term for this particular pole arm is. We've got values of 31, 96, 57, and 121. Let's take a look at some of the flesh colors on these minions. We've got values of 131, 178. Where there's a bit of shade, we've got a value of 64. On the arm where we've got shade, we've got a value of 34. On the shoulder, we've got a value of 107. Let's take a look at the main character. We've got values of 104 against values of 59. On the helmet, we've got a value of 33 against a value of 20 and 71. 35. Upon this axe, we've got values of 16, 88, 116, 70, 11, 87, and 152. This piece of armor on the upper part of his leg, we've got a value of 145, and that's contrasting against a value of 19. Upon his boots and leg guards, we've got values of 84, 78, 38, 22, and 93. On the riverbank where there's some foliage, we've got values of 111, 68, 97, 68 again, 48, 94, 118, 85. On the bank where there's exposed rock, we've got values of 101, 67, 37, 88, and 53. Upon this rock over here, we've got values of 66, 131, 56, and 63. Upon the water, we've got values of 62, 99, 176, 78, 50, and 87. Upon these lily pads, we've got values of 33, 36, 48. Upon these reeds, we've got values of 32, 42, 31, 40, and 37. On this exposed rock on the other bank, we've got values of 155, 101, 71, 53, 140, 136, 96, 88, and 159. Where some of the soil is shaded, we've got a value of 51, 'on the grass, we've got a value of 55. Where the soil is exposed to the sun, we've got a value of 68. For the Tree trunks, we've got values of 89, 68, 44, 59, and 23. For this tree over here, we've got a value of 141, and that's against another tree with a value of 84. Upon the leaves of this tree, we've got values of 39, 100, 41, 66, 57, 95, and 56. Upon the trunk of this tree, we've got values of 36, 27, and 117. Upon these wooden stakes on the ground, we've got values of 115, 20, 44, 114, 80, and 16. Upon the town wall, we've got, well, let's take a look at the soil under the town wall first, actually. We've got a value of 62 against a value of 32. Got a value of 74, 71, and 48. Upon the wall where it's shaded, we've got a value of 32 and 133. Where there's some more sunlight, we've got a value of 138, 21, 57, and 41. For this grass and soil right here, we've got values of 64, 79, 33, and 121. For these buildings in the background, we've got values of 88, 35, 42, 59, 167, 199, 191, 103, and 56. For the UI, we've got values of 111 against 42, and we've got 104 against 42. We've got 214 against 134 and 19. For this other UI element, we've got values of 108, 168, 2, and 236. This is The Thing. Pretty sure this game came out in 2001, maybe 2000, not sure. Anyway, let's try to find the highest value. It'll probably be this. Yep, 240, that's the max. Try to find the lowest value. It'll probably be this. Yep, 7. It's about as low as it can possibly be. First, let's take a look at the UI. We've got values of 119, 65, 44, 84, 93, 92, and 75. For this other UI element, it's a picture of a fire grenade, if I'm not mistaken. Been a while since I've played this game. 61, 149, 93, 40, 32, 69, 197, 11, and 125. Upon some of this computer equipment in the background, we've got values of 33, 155, 180, 70, 183, 217, 188, 36, 63, 63 again, 63 yet again. Upon this flame in the background, we've got values of 91, 165, and 108. On this display on this computer in the background, we've got values of 233, 140, and 212. Let's see. Upon these rivets, we've got values of 128 and 18 against the steel plate of 56 and 25. Upon the floor, we've got values of 72, 48, 32, 28, 19, 27, and 10, where there's a bit of smoke damage. And upon this creature, we've got values of 93, 31, 66, 21, 34, 46, 44, 60, 191, 15, 28, 98, 20, 22, 134, 144, 64, 3, 92, 64, 8, 58, 171, 133, 7, and so on and so on. There are many different values upon this character. On the flame, we've got a value of 240 and 177. And along the very edge, we've got a value of 155. Upon the wall, we've got values of 81, 45, 19, 75, 80, 45, 74, 67, and 7. This is Starfield. Let's try to find the highest value. Got 228, 231, 232, 229. That's probably about as high as it gets. Let's try to find the lowest. 10. That's at about the minimum, so that's good enough. Let's take a look at these clouds. We've got values of 130, 159, 205, 210, 167, 169, 207, 226, 184. 129. 120. 198. And 175. Let's take a look at this building here. We've got values of 223, 116, 116 again, 133, 93, 70, 98, 110, 231, 134, 37, 123, and 208. Where this building is a bit shaded, we've got values of 79, 145, 102, 61, and 70. Upon this ship in the sky, we've got values of 88, 85, 170, 107, and 80. Upon these plants over here, we've got values of 10, 96, and 28, as well as 144. Upon this structure here, we've got values of 211, 97, 31, 37, 60, 56, and 108, as well as 212. Upon this little pool of water, we've got a value of 155 for the lily pads. Where the lily pads are shaded, we've got a value of 64. As for the pool itself, we've got a value of 24. 57, 36, and 92. And for the water, we've got a value of 135. What appears to be a reflection on a piece of metal, we've got a value of 198 against a value of 71. On these buildings in the background, we've got values of 126, 85, 72, 138, 161, 122, 40, and 137. Upon this building, we've got values of 144 and 175. This is Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Let's try to find the high. 235, that's about the max, so let's try to find the low. 8, that's about the minimum, so that's good. Let's take a look at the sky. We've got values of 164, 172, 178, 171, 210, 240, 195, and 198. On this structure in the background, we've got values of 233, 136, 74, and 107. On these cliff faces, we've got values of 61, 24, 88, 45, 114, 143, 117, 83, 150, 85, 104, 12, and 39. Upon the ground, we've got values of 103, 40, 23, 103, 33, and 116. Upon this rock, we've got values of 101, 21, 87, and 22. Upon this grass, we've got values of 24, and 94. Upon these buildings in the background, we've got values of 93, 193, 132, and 115. Upon the Main character, we've got values of 56, 60, 42, 58, 25, 68, 18, 19, 74, 50, and 96. And upon this droid, we've got values of 95, 134, 64, 32, and 17. This is also Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Let's try to find the high value, 237. Try to find the low value, 7. Well, let's take a look at the background stuff. Got a value of 117 against a value of 35. Upon these rocks, we've got values of 6, 86, 65, 53, 22, and 101. Upon these rocks over here, we've got values of 81, 133, 36, 119, 4, 21, 49, and 115. Upon this Rancor, we've got values of 212, 57, 6, 137, 185, 93, 86, 62, 86, 87, 54, 201, 84, 214, 20, and 27. In the water, we've got values of 11, 39, 80, 14, 114, 69, and 94. Upon the main character, we've got values of 68, 2, 186, 38, 192, 199, 10, 9, 89, 26, and 192. Upon his pauldron, we've got values of 128, 146, and 212. And upon the droid, we've got values of 68, 80, 220, and 101. I'm like 99% sure this is Star Wars Battlefront 2. Not 100% though, could be the first game, I don't know. It's either the first EA DICE Star Wars Battlefront, or it's their second Star Wars Battlefront game. Let's try to find the low. That'll probably be easier on this picture. 30, 13, 23, 19, yeah, so the low is around 10. The high is probably going to be that, 225, 239, yep. Well, let's take a look at the main character first. Looks like there's a bit of contrast there. Comparatively, anyway. 75, 132, 167, 151, 167, 25, 137, 148, 109, 64, 123, 13, 154, 238, 212, 168, 106, 107, 158, 85, 31, 99, 153. Let's take a look at some of this metal over here. Got values of 170, 174, 194, 102, 94, 77, 102. Let's take a look at some of this junk in the background. We've got values of 154, 91, 71, 125, 107, 35, 100, 29, 128, 101. Take a look at this tarp. Got a value of 132, 141, 156. Let's take a look at this tarp over here. 98, 59, 33, 80, and 10. Let's take a look at the soil, the sand. 184, where there's some shade. 145. Let's take a look at these first order stormtroopers. 225, 81, 33, 57, 232, 221, 'Let's take a look at these wires hanging in the air. We've got 103 and 80. And this is the original Star Wars Battlefront from, I think this came out 2004. That sounds right. Anyway, yeah, let's take a look at, well, let's try to find the lowest value first this time. 0. Try to find the high. 233. $75. Yeah, the highest value, other than this effect, which is kind of cheating. It's probably around 180 or something. 171. 166. 171. 176. Yeah, so the actual high on this is about 180. Like I said, this effect is kind of cheating, in my opinion. That's not part of the environment, you know. Anyway, let's take a look at the UI. We've got values of 135, 129, 137, and 149. On this UI element, we've got values of 103, 106, 110, and 112. Upon this UI element, we've got values of 95, 196, 148, and 88. Upon this tarp, we've got values of 164, 40, 121, 44, and 125. Upon this moisture evaporator, we've got 143, 139, 171, 57, and 68. You know what? I might be wrong. This might be called moisture evaporators. I can't actually recall. I'd have to look it up. These things, I forget what they're called. Anyway, let's take a look at this building. We've got values of 28, 88, 81, 141, 168, 178, 86, and 28. Upon this crashed ship in the background, we've got values of 31, 63, 71, 81, 107, and 84. Let's see, upon this building in the background, we've got a value of 85 against a value of 152. Upon this building in the background, we've got a value of 77 against a value of 169, which is right next to a value of 85. And the ground has values of 148, 112, 156, and 129. Over here for the ground, we've got values of 44, 45, 54, 132, 88, and 128. For this gate over here, we've got a value of 36, 39, 26, 43, 85, and 166. For this trash can, we've got a value of 63, 38, and 94. For this building over here, we've got values of 34, 56, 48, 83, and 125. For this Dark Trooper's armor, we've got values of 202, 75, 123, 13, 21, 11, 49, 205, 96, 120, 50, 52, 19, 42, 76, 136, 51, 57, 93, and 47. On the mini-map, we've got values of 118, 57, 56, 139, and 109. As well as 97, 72, and 238.